So I just rocked up to a place called Stafford Lake Park and I met two rad park keeper dudes. They've been giving me a few tips about the area. The closest town is Novato, but I guess we're still in Novato here technically. They rocked up and they were like, dude, this is a rad van. Can we have a tour? And I gave them a tour and whatnot. But they actually maintain the bike park, which is just behind me here. And one of them was like, dude, do you ride bikes? You want to go for a ride? I was like, yeah, man, that'd be fun. And he goes, all right, I'm gonna go get your bike and a helmet and I'm gonna give you a tour of the bike path. So I literally have no idea how to BMX. Anyway, wish me luck.
You are going on a ride. Let's get scratching.
Hey Will.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Want to explain to me what's happening here?
You're at Stafford Lake Bike Park in Marin County.
And what do you got in your hand there?
Got two bikes. You can have your pick.
Which one's going to get me the least hurt?
I'd say this one. Full suspension and, you know, this is my personal bike, so.
Oh, wow.
I'll get to fix it if you do.
That's how nice this guy is. He's like, here, have a bike, have my own personal bike, and if you fuck it up, then I'll fix it.
Yeah, you're good to go.
I appreciate it, dude. Let's head up and check out what's going on up there at the bike park. All right, Will.
Yeah, man. Have fun.
Gonna do some warm-up laps. I've literally ridden a BMX bike twice in my life. Am I going the right way?
Yeah, whatever way you want to go.
This isn't gonna go on the YouTube reel like amazing BMX. Alright, if you're impressed by me, which I'm sure you're not, this is Will having a good go at it. This guy here's name is Capenna, and he is Will's partner in crime, making people have a good time out here at Stafford Lake Park. What are you up to, Capenna?
Right now we're just compacting the dual slalom course for our race this Sunday.
Yeah, are you going to get out and have a rip, Capenna?
Might as well.
Yeah, you might as well.
Will's just brought me up to the expert part of the park, I guess. It's a bit too expert for me, so I'm going to stay off it, but he's going to send a jump and I'm going to get it on footage for everyone to see how badass this guy is at riding bikes.
She don't believe what I say cause a nigga got bitches. Uber black for my truck. Go yard do rag got me seasick.
That was a lot of fun. Those two dudes are fucking rad. I'm having a ton of fun. Glad I came to this park. I almost drove past it. I was like, oh man, pay an entry fee to get in here, but $5 well spent. Got to do some BMXing. I'm not gonna get any work done. Having a really good time out here. So what does Capenna mean in Hawaiian?
So Capenna means captain in Hawaiian.
Captain. And you're from the Big Island?
Big Island, Hilo.
Big Island. Hilo, woo,
Yep.
Hilo represent. You got a stone in your hand.
Yeah, so the indigenous people who used to inhabit the valley before it became a park, they used to use these rocks as spear points and arrowheads. And they would come to this here quarry, and this is where they would take the rock from.
From here. But look at the view while they were chipping away. Oh man.
You try to drown your sorrow. You shouldn't have taught them how to swim.
Alright everyone, I am about to tell you about the non-glamorous side of van life, especially this type of van life where we're actually improving the van while we're on the road. Right now I'm glad that it's kind of just me in the van, because last night was a bit of a hectic night. I had plans to construct a new bed out of the van. I'll show you the plans in a sec. So I bought all of this material, 2x2s or 1.5 by 1.5 inch studs, just pieces of pine, of timber, so that I can construct this new bed system that folds away. Anyway, I had all that stuff in the van, so it was a pretty big mess. I had plans on finding a nice spot to park and construct the bed so that I could clean up the van and keep it functional and living. As plans always do, this plan didn't go ahead. Yesterday I was, riding bikes with the dudes, and then I found a place to park for the evening, and I had my wings spread out, and then I got a tap on the door at 11 at night. Can't park here, you got to move on. And I explained to them, oh look, I've got all my panels out. It's kind of annoying. Also, I was thinking I don't want to move because I want to be productive tomorrow when I build this bed. Long story short, I got a tap on the door, you got to move. So I moved on, and I then drove down the road, pulled over off the side of the highway, my range getting down there, and also I just didn't want to drive around all night, so I parked up on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. Then a police officer knocks on my door and says, hey, and I was like, damn it, I'm getting moved on twice in one night. But it turns out actually he was super kind. He was just actually checking on me, making sure that everything was okay, because I'm parked in a pretty strange spot at the moment. Yeah, regardless, that's the non-glamorous part of van life. You never know if you're going to get a rap on your door at 11 at night or 2 in the morning. You're sort of parking in the best place that you think, you're not going to be disturbing people, and you're just, minding your own business. Yeah, not knowing the area, you don't sort of know whether people have had issues with van lifers before, so you sort of just take your chances sometimes, and you don't always get to stay on places like Crowfoot Rand, back where I was staying a couple days ago. So yeah, every now and then you have to roll the dice and you get moved on, and it's a huge inconvenience, especially for me, because I've got all of these panels that have to come down and pack away, which takes time and effort and energy. The less I have to fuck with all of that stuff, the better. If I can leave it all deployed, it makes it easier and more efficient for me to charge in the morning. But anyway, I rolled the dice and I seem to be okay here. This morning I met a guy here and he said, yeah, you should be fine all day here. The local police might have a word with you, but if you get your charge up and move on whenever you can. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Hopefully I don't get bothered, but long story, a little less long. I am going to cut the timber up now so that I'm not tripping over it when I'm walking in and out of the van. I did clean up the interior of the van because it was just a fucking mess. I also reconstructed the controller for the van, and it works, so I'm stoked about that. No more fires. I'm gonna cut some wood lengths up here. So here's the design of the bed that I'm making. So I've got a cut list that I have to do. If you can see here, I am going to build this folding mechanism. So this is the post that currently exists. Right now we have like a racking mechanism that just doesn't work very well. I'm going to build this bed frame out of 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And I'm going to put a threaded rod through here so that it can hinge, becomes a hinge. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. And then this will be my table. So what happens is you can fold it up like this to become a big table that spans this width. Or I'm going to be able to fold it down like this, and this becomes the bed frame. You have a table on one side and a bed on the other, or both folded down to have one big bed area. Anyway, there's all these little intricacies to it. I'm going to attempt to show you how I am building that, but it starts with cutting all of these lengths of timber. So basically I have to cut 30 17-inch lengths. So I've finished cutting most of the long bits of material. Now I've got to cut little 1.5 inch squares out of the timber. Also, the sun's moving on me, so I'm going to move the van real quick. And it seems like that's a little bit better. Alright, I'm coming to you from this weird camera angle because I think this is a good perspective to see. I've got to cut 60 of these little cubes, which is just super tedious. You're going to get a front row seat. Who said I don't get all the camera angles? Alright, so I finished doing all my cuts. Pretty happy with that. The timber is going to be completely out of the way, which is great. And I can get started constructing that bed project as soon as I'm ready to do that. Stoked to be getting some stuff done. It always feels good. I think I gotta move the van again. Yep, that's looking a little bit better. It is time to pack up and find another place to park for the evening. Holy bejeebus. Sometimes this job is fucking crazy. One person on this rack is sometimes putting it away is just such a mess, but I got it done. And I just felt like venting to you guys because you're all I've got to talk to right now. I usually have a surplus of people to talk to, but all of a sudden there's no one around to chat to me. I had a good day. I did a lot of the woodwork preparation. The van's tucked away and I'm gonna go find somewhere to sleep. I'm a bit stinky because I've been doing a lot of activities and not a whole lot of swimming or showering. I think I'm gonna go and find a place to have a shower and perhaps park for a couple of days while I check out San Francisco. Just before, basically one of the bearings slipped in. It accidentally got the whole array stuck. Very cautious when I'm putting the array away now. I'm really honing in on all the things that can go wrong. When something was wrong, I knew something was wrong then, and as soon as I thought something was wrong, I went straight to the source of the problem and I found out what it was, and that's exactly what it was. So I'm learning to overcome problems even quicker than what I have in the past. Stoked about that. Before I was dealing with all that fuckery, I was on the phone to my sister and our newest family member, little baby Luna. She's beautiful, she's 5 weeks old. She is just an adorable little thing. So it was the first time I ever got to see her in motion picture, I guess, online with all this technology. I can't wait to get home and see you, Luna. One day you're gonna be old enough to watch these videos, and I hope you do know that I love you and adore you, and really looking forward to holding you in my arms and saying hello properly. It was really good to speak to you guys, and I miss you all a lot. It's been a good day. Let's keep it that way. All right. I do love the way the hills light up in California on sunset. Look at the moon. All right, dude, what do you got to say?
It's been a super rad time showing you. Oh fuck! It's been super rad showing Joel around Stafford Lake Park. Make sure you follow his journey. So make sure you like, subscribe, and keep posted.
Yeah, dude. Thanks so much for showing me around. It's been a fun time.
Heck yeah!
Woo! Look at that beautiful sunset. I'm gonna head into this festival. So they've been teaching me a lot about good sexual activity. Oh my god. Woo! So good.